Youth Action Theatre presents Julius Caesar, written by William Shakespeare, adapted and directed by Tom Wright and Joe Evans. Act 2.
What, Lucius, ho? I cannot by the progress of the stars give guess how near to day. Lucius, I say! I would it were my fault to sleep so soundly. When, Lucius? When? Awake, I say! What, Lucius?
Could you, my lord?
Get me a lantern in my study, Lucius. When it is lighted, come and call me here.
I will, my lord.
It must be by his death, and for my part I know no personal cause to spurn at him. But for the general, he would be crowned? How that might change his nature, there's the question. It is the bright day that brings forth the adder, and that craves wary walking. Crown him? That and then, I grant, we put a sting in him, that at his he well may he do danger with. The abuse of greatness is when it disjoins remorse from power, and to speak the truth of Caesar. I have not known when his affection swayed more than his reason, but 'tis a common proof that lowliness is a young ambition's ladder, whereto the climber upward turns his face. But when he once attains the utmost round, he then under the ladder turns his back, looks into the clouds, scorning the base degrees, by which he did ascend, so Caesar may.
The lantern burneth in your closet, sir. Searching the window for a match, I found this paper thus sealed up, and I am sure it did not lie there when I went to bed.
Get you to bed again. It is not day. It is not tomorrow, boy? The Ides of March?
I know not, sir.
Look at the calendar and bring me word.
I will, sir.
Brutus, thou sleepest awake and see thyself. Shall Rome, etc. Speak, strike, redress. Brutus, thou sleepest awake. Such instigations have been oft dropped, where I have took them up. My ancestors did from the streets of Rome, the Tarquin drive when he was called the king. Speak, strike, redress. Am I entreated to speak and strike? O Rome, I make thee promise. If the redress will follow, thou receivest thy full petition at the hand of Brutus.
Sir, March is wasted 14 days.
'Tis good. Go to the gate. Somebody knocks. Since Cassius first did wet me against Caesar, I have not slept. Between the acting of a dreadful thing and the first motion, all this interim is like a phantasma or a hideous dream.
Sir, 'tis your sister Cassius at the door, who doth desire to see you.
Is she alone?
No, sir. There are more with her.
Do you know them?
No, sir. Their hats are plucked about their ears and their faces wrapped around with scarves.
Let them enter. They are the faction, O conspiracy. Shamest thou to show thy dangerous brow by night, when evils are most free? Oh, then by day where wilt thou find a cavern dark enough to mask thy monstrous visage? Seek none conspiracy.
I think we are too bold upon your rest. Good morrow, Brutus. Do we trouble you?
I have been up this hour, awake all night. Know I these men that came along with you?
Yes, every one of them, and no one here but honours you. And every one doth wish you had but their opinion of yourself, which every noble Roman bears of you. This is Trebonius.
He is welcome hither.
This Decius Brutus.
She is welcome too.
This Casca, this Cinna, and this Metellus Cimber.
They are all welcome. What watchful cares do interpose themselves? Betwixt your eyes and night?
Shall I entreat a word?
Here lies the east. Doth not the day break here?
No.
Oh, pardon me, sir, it doth, and yon grey lines that fret the clouds are messengers of day.
You shall confess that you are both deceived. Here, as I point my knife, the sun arises, which is a great way growing on the south, weighing the youthful season of the year. Some 2 months hence up higher towards the north, he first presents his fire, and the high east stands, as the capital directly here.
Give me your hands all over, one by one.
And let us swear our resolution.
No, not an oath. If not the face of men, if these be motives weak, break off betimes, and every man hence to his idle bed. So let high-sighted tyranny rage on, till each man drop by lottery. But if these, as I am sure they do, bear fire enough to kindle cowards and to steal with valour the melting spirits of women, then countrymen, what need have we any spur but our own cause to prick us to redress? Swear priests and cowards and men, cautelous, but do not stain their even virtue of our enterprise. To think that of our cause or our performance did need an oath, when every drop of blood that every Roman bears, and nobly bears, is guilty of severely bastardy? If he do break the smallest particle of any promise that hath passed from him.
But what of Cicero? Shall we sound him? I think he will stand very strong with us.
Let us not leave him out.
No, by no means.
Oh, let us have him, for his silver hairs will purchase us a good opinion and buy men's voices to commend our deeds. It shall be said, his judgment ruled our hands. Our youths and wildness shall nowhere appear, but all be buried in his gravity.
I'll name him not. Let us not break with him, for he will never follow anything than the other men begin.
Then leave him out.
Indeed, he is not fit.
Shall no man else be touched, but only Caesar?
Decius, well urged. I think it is not meet Mark Antony, so well beloved of Caesar, should outlive Caesar. We shall find him a shrewd contriver, and, you know, his means, if he improve them, may well stretch so far as to annoy us all, which to prevent, let Antony and Caesar fall together.
Of course we will seem too bloody, Sister Cassius. To cut the head off and then hack the limbs like wrath and death and envy afterwards? For Antony is but a limb of Caesar. Let us be sacrifices, but not butchers, Caius. We will stand up against the spirit of Caesar, and in the spirit of men there is no blood. Let's kill him boldly, but not wrathfully. Let's carve him as a dish fit for the gods, not hume as a carcass fit for the hounds. And for Mark Antony, think not of him, for he can do no more than Caesar's arm when Caesar's head is off.
Yet I fear him for the engrafted love he bears to Caesar.
Alas, good Cassius, do not think of him. If he loves Caesar, all that he can do is to himself take thought and die for Caesar. And that were much he should, for he is given to sport, to wildness, and much company.
There is no fear in him. Let him not die, for he will live and laugh at this hereafter. 'Tis time to part.
But it is doubtful yet whether Caesar will come forth today or no, for he is superstitious grown of late, quite from the main opinion he held once of fantasy, of dreams and ceremonies. It may be these apparent prodigies, the unaccustomed terror of the night, and the persuasion of his augurers may hold him from the capital today.
Never fear that. If he be so resolved, I can oversway him. For he loves to hear that unicorns may be betrayed with trees, and bears with glasses, elephants with holes, lions with toils, and men with flatterers. But when I tell him he hates flatterers, he says he does, being then most flattered. Let me work, for I can give his humour the true bent, and I will bring him to the capital.
Nay, we will all of us be there to fetch him.
By the 8th hour. Is that the uttermost?
Be that the uttermost, and fail not then.
Caius Ligarius doth bear Caesar hard, who rated him for speaking well of Pompey. I wonder none of you have thought of him.
Now, good Metellus, go along by him. He loves me well, and I have given him reasons. Send him but hither, and I'll fashion him.
The morning comes upon us. We'll leave you, Brutus, and friends, disperse yourselves, but all remember what you have said, and show yourselves true Romans.
Good citizens, look fresh and merrily. Let not our looks put on our purposes, but bear it as our Roman actors do, with untied spirits and formal constancy. And so good morrow to you, everyone. Boy! Lucius! Fast asleep? It is no matter. Enjoy the honey-heavy dew of slumber. Thou hast no figures, no nor fantasies, which busy care draws in the brains of men. Therefore thou sleepest so sound.
Brutus, my lord.
Portia? What mean you? Wherefore rise you now? Is it not for your health thus to commit your weak condition to the raw cold morning?
Nor for yours neither. You've ungently, Brutus, stole from my bed, and yesternight at supper you suddenly arose and walked about, musing and sighing with your arms across, and when I asked you what the matter was, you stared upon me with ungentle looks. Yet I insisted, yet you answered not, but with an angry wafture of your hand gave sign for me to leave you. So I did, fearing to strengthen that impatience which seemed too much enkindled, and withal hoping it was but an effect of humour, which sometime hath his hour with every man. It will not let you eat, nor talk, nor sleep, and could it work so much upon your shape as it hath much prevailed on your condition, I should not know you, Brutus. Dear my lord, make me acquainted with your cause of grief.
I am not well in health. And that is all.
Brutus is wise, and were he not in health, he would embrace the means to come by it.
Why, so do I, good Portia. Go to bed.
Is Brutus sick? And is it physical to walk unbraced and suck up the humours of the dank morning? What, is Brutus sick? And he will stir out of his wholesome bed to dare the vile contagion of the night, and tempt the roomy and unpurged air to add into his sickness? No, my Brutus. You have some sick offence within your mind, which by the right and virtue of my place I ought to know of. And upon my knees I charm you by my once commended beauty, by all your vows of love, and that great vow which should incorporate and make us one, that you unfold to me, yourself, your half. Why are you heavy? And what men tonight have had to resort to you? For here have been some 6 or 7 who did hide their faces even from darkness.
Kneel not, gentle Portia.
I should not need if you were gentle, Brutus. Within the bond of marriage, tell me, Brutus, is it expected that I should know no secrets that appertain to you? Am I yourself but, as it were, in sort or limitation, to keep with you at meals, comfort your bed, and to talk to you sometimes? Dwell I but in the suburbs of your good pleasure. If it be no more, Portia is Brutus's harlot, not his wife.
You are my true and honourable wife, as dear to me as the ruddy drops that visit my sad heart.
If this were true, then should I know this secret? I grant I am a woman, but withal a woman that Lord Brutus took to wife. I grant I am a woman, but withal a woman well reputed, Cato's daughter. Think you I am no stronger than my sex, being so fathered and so husbanded? Tell me your counsels. I will not disclose them. I have made strong proof of my constancy, giving myself a voluntary wound here in the thigh. Can I bear that with patience and not my husband's secrets?
O ye gods, render me worthy of this noble wife. Hark! Hark! One knocks. Portia, go in a while, and by thy bosom shall partake the secrets of my heart. All my engagements I will construe to thee, all the character of my sad brows. Leave me with haste. Lucius! Who's that who knocks?
He is a sick man that would speak with you.
Caius Ligarius, that Metellus spake of. Boy, stand aside! Caius Ligarius, how?
Vouchsafe good morrow from a feeble tongue.
Oh, what a time you have chose out, brave Caius, to wear a kerchief. Would you were not sick?
I am not sick, if Brutus have in hand any exploit worthy the name of honour.
Such an exploit have I in hand, Ligarius. Had you a healthful ear to hear of it?
By all the gods that Romans bow before, I here discard my sickness. Soul of Rome, brave son derived from honourable loins, thou, like an exorcist, hast conjured up my mortified spirit. Now bid me run, and I will strive with things impossible, yea, get the better of them. What's to do?
A piece of work that will make sick men whole.
But are not some whole, that we must make sick?
That must we also. What it is, my Caius, I shall unfold to thee, as we are going to whom it must be done.
Set on your foot, and with a heart new-fired I follow you, to do I know not what, but it sufficeth that Brutus leads me on.
Follow me then.
heaven nor earth have been at peace tonight. Thrice hath Calpurnia in her sleep cried out, Help ho, they murder Caesar. Who's within?
My lord.
Go bid the priests do present sacrifice, and bring me their opinions of success.
I will, my lord.
What do you mean, Caesar? Think you walk forth? You shall not stir out of your house today.
Caesar shall forth. The things that threatened me never looked but on my back. When they shall see the face of Caesar, they are vanished.
Caesar, I never stood on ceremonies, yet now they fright me. There is one within. Besides the things that we have heard and seen, were countless most horrid sights seen by the watch. A lioness hath whelped in the streets. The graves have yawned and yield up their dead. Fierce, fiery warriors fought upon the clouds in ranks and squadrons and right form of war, which drizzled blood upon the Capitol. The noise of battle hurtled in the street, horses did neigh, and dying men did groan, and ghosts did shriek and squeal about the streets. O Caesar! These things are beyond all use, and I do fear them.
What can be avoided? Whose end is purposed by the mighty gods? Yet Caesar shall go forth, for these predictions are to the world in general as to Caesar.
When beggars die, there are no comets seen. The heavens themselves blaze forth the death of princes.
Cowards die many times before their deaths. The valiant never taste of death but once. What say the augurs?
They will not have you to stir forth today. Plucking the entrails and offering forth, they cannot find a heart within the beast.
The gods do this in shame of cowardice. Caesar should be a beast without a heart. If he should stay at home today for fear, no, Caesar shall not. Danger knows full well that Caesar is more dangerous than he. We are two lions littered in one day, and I the elder and more terrible. And Caesar shall go forth.
Alas, my lord, your wisdom is consumed in confidence. Do not go forth today. Call it in my fear that keeps you in the house and not your own. Let me upon my knee prevail in this.
Mark Antony shall say I am not well, and for thy humour I will stay at home. Now, here's Decius Brutus. She shall tell them so.
Caesar, all hail. Good morrow, worthy Caesar. I come to fetch you to the Senate House.
And you are come in very happy time to bear my greeting to the senators, and tell them that I will not come today. Cannot is false, and that I dare not falser. I will not come today. Tell them so, Decius.
Say he is sick.
Shall Caesar send a lie? Have I in conquest stretched mine arms so far to be afraid to tell greybeards the truth? Decius, go tell them Caesar will not come.
Most mighty Caesar, let me know some cause, lest I be laughed at when I tell them so.
The cause is in my will. I will not come. That is enough to satisfy the Senate. But for your private satisfaction, because I love you, I will let you know. Calpurnia here, my wife, stays me at home. She dreamt tonight that she saw my statua, which like a fountain with 100 spouts did run pure blood, and many lusty Romans came smiling and did bathe their hands in it. And these does she apply for warnings and portents and evils imminent, and on her knee hath begged that I will stay at home today.
This dream is all misinterpreted. It was a vision fair and fortunate. Your statue, spouting blood in many pipes in which so many smiling Romans bathed, signifies that from you great Rome shall suck reviving blood, and that great men shall press for tinctures, stains, relics, and cognizance. This by Calpurnia's dream is signified.
And this way have you well expounded it.
I have, when you have heard what I can say, and know it now. The Senate have concluded to give this day a crown to mighty Caesar. If you shall send word that you will not come, their minds may change. Besides, if it were a mock apt to be rendered for someone to say, break up the Senate to another time when Caesar's wife shall meet with better dreams. If Caesar hide himself, shall they not whisper, lo, Caesar is afraid? Pardon me, Caesar, for my dear, dear love, to our proceeding bids me tell you this. and reason to my love is liable.
How foolish do your fears seem now, Calpurnia. I am ashamed I did yield to them. Give me my robe, for I will go. And look where Publius is come to fetch me.
Good morrow, Caesar.
Welcome, Publius. What Brutus are you stirred so early too? Good morrow, Casca. Caius Ligarus. Caesar was ne'er so much your enemy as that same augur which hath made you lean. What is the clock?
Caesar, 'tis struck an 8.
I thank you for your pains and courtesy. See, Anthony that revels long a nights is notwithstanding up. Good morrow, Antony.
So too, most noble Caesar.
Bid them prepare within. I am to blame to be thus waited for. Now, Cinna, now, Metellus. Ah, what Trebonus! I have an hour's talk in store for you. Remember that you call on me today. Be near me, that I may remember you.
Caesar, I will.
Good friends, go in, and taste some wine with me, and we, like friends, will straightway go together.
That every like is not the same, O Caesar. The heart of Brutus yearns to think upon.
Caesar, beware of Brutus. Take heed of Cassius. Come not near Casca. Have an eye to Cinna. Trust not Trebonius. Mark well Metellus Cimber. Decius Brutus loves thee not. Thou hast wronged Caius Ligarius. There is but one mind in all these men, and it is bent against Caesar. If thou beest not immortal, look about you. Security gives way to conspiracy. The mighty gods defend thee. Thy lover, Artemidorus. If thou read this, O Caesar, thou mayest live. If not, the fates with traitors do contrive. I prithee, boy, run to the Senate house. Stay not to answer me, but get thee gone. Why dost thou stay?
To know my errand, madam.
I would have had thee there and here again, ere I tell thee what thou should doest there. Art thou here yet?
Madam, what should I do? Run to the capital, and nothing else, and so return to you, and nothing else.
Yes, bring me word, boy, if thy lord look well, for he went sickly forth. And take good note what Caesar doth, what suitors press to him. Hark, boy, what noise is that?
I hear none, madam.
Prithee, listen well. I heard a bustling rumour like a fray, and the wind brings it from the capital.
Sooth, madam, I hear nothing.
Come hither, fellow. Which way hast thou been?
At mine own house, good lady.
What is o'clock?
About the 9th hour, lady.
Is Caesar yet gone to the capital?
Madam, not yet. I go to take my stand to see him pass on to the capital.
Thou hast some suit to Caesar, hast thou not?
That I have, lady. If it will please Caesar to be so good to Caesar as to hear me, I shall beseech him to befriend himself.
Why, knowest thou any harm intended towards him?
None that I know will be. Much that I fear may chance. Good morrow to you. Here the street is narrow. I'll get me to a place more void, and there speak to great Caesar as he comes along.
I must go in. Ay me, how weak a thing the heart of a woman is. O Brutus, the heavens speed thee in thine enterprise. Sure the boy heard me. Brutus has a suit that Caesar will not grant. Oh, I grow faint. Run, Lucius, and commend me to my lord. Say I am merry. Come to me again, and bring me word what he doth say to thee.
Youth Action Theatre is a charitable organisation offering free theatre experience for young people. We are funded entirely by ticket sales and by the generosity of our supporters. If you're able to help us at this difficult time, we'd be very grateful if you'd visit our donation page, linked in the description below, and consider making a contribution. On behalf of the cast and crew who made all this possible, thank you. We hope you have enjoyed Act 2 of Julius Caesar, with Abby Llewellyn as Decius Brutus and Pindarus, Alex Farley as the Soothsayer, Alfie Kennedy as Ligarius, Daniel Siner as Publius and Lucius, Emmy Coates as Cassius, Charlie Cuthbert as Casca, Jake O'Hare as Mark Antony, James Maslin Boscher as Caesar's servant, Jordan White as Portia, Lily Tomlinson as Artemidorus, Ollie Barton as Brutus, Oliver Hickey as Julius Caesar, Rosie Barber as Calpurnia, Matilda Brunger as Metellus Cimber, Tom Richards as Trebonius, and Will Lister as Cinna. This production was adapted and directed by Tom Wright and Joe Evans, edited by Jack Tidball with the assistance of Megan Baxter. Special thanks to Rick de Kirkov and the rest of the Youth Action Theatre Committee for their help and support.